Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I want to talk about snacks during disaster scenarios. But before we were going to talk about that, if you're interested in survival courses in Belgium, there will be a link to my website for survival courses in Belgium, and also a link to my book called Bloody Crosses. Is in Dutch. It's a detective story, so if you are interested, take a look in the descriptions. Alright, snacks during a survival scenario. It's something that not many people think about, or the other way, they think too much about it. So, why would snacks be important? The first thing I would say is to keep morale up, the morale of the group up. So, if you're with a family, especially with small children, yeah, if you have to ration everything, yeah, that could be something annoying, especially if it's a long-term scenario. So, the things that I would say to have is have snacks that everyone likes. That's the first thing. Have a snack that has a long shelf life. That's very important because this is a point that I'm going to talk about later. But we don't want to eat everything up, so it must be something that you can eat sometimes, but you cannot overeat it. I will talk about this point within a minute, and it's something that needs to be nutritious and also be fulfilling. And the reason why is because there are certain snacks that I would not store. For example, no chips or crisps, because these are very these are just air calories, so to say. So these are things that you can just binge eat and they're gone. So, and they take a lot of place in for what you get. So I would not say chips or crisps, because yeah, a lot of space, and you can eat that a whole cellar of it within a week. So yeah, not that. No milk products. So anything with milk in it, not because from the moment there is milk in it, like milk chocolate or some candy with milk products inside of it, they don't have a long shelf life. So that's also not good bueno, I would say. So what snacks should you take? I would say one of the best snacks, in my opinion, to store oh, is popcorn. So this is just maize with some oils inside, mixed with oils, and you can just put this in a pan and start making popcorn. It's very easy to make, and that's another point I wanted to make. It needs to be something that you can and that you can make with minimal effort, so to say. So some that you don't need to work for an whole hour on to eat. We're talking about snacks, something to look forward to, and that's also very important because if you are in a disaster scenario and there is a lot of stress, especially with younger persons or small children, you need to give them something to look forward to. So let's say at the end of the week we have something like game night or something, and then you can say, oh, we're going to bring out the snacks, and that's something to look forward to keep morale up. So that's something you can do with popcorn, because everybody likes popcorn and it's very cheap, it has a very long shelf life, and it's easy to make. So popcorn, I would say, get it, and it's also very nutritious, uh, and also full of very calorie like. And yeah, many people will say, but popcorn is something that you can snack onto. You can eat less popcorn than chips, in my opinion. So yeah, popcorn is much more better in that regard. Next thing I would say is nuts. So instead of some fluffy foods like chips, you can have a whole bag of peanuts and salted peanuts or something, and this is something that you can store for a very long time, and is something that you can snack on, but it will also give you some calories, some oils, some other nutrient parts, and that is something that you can eat and say at a certain moment, yeah, I'm fine, I'm full enough. And it's also a great source of proteins and such. So yeah, this is a pack of 2 kilograms, and it's very cheap, and it's a good way to snack, especially if you have a small drinky with them, I would say. Next thing I would say is hard candy. These are jaw breakers, and yeah, in my opinion, this is something good as a snack. Uh, why jawbreakers, you would say? I'm talking about if you're going to keep candies as a snack, don't take those what do you call them? So those candies that are very that you can that are very soft. I'm talking about hard candy because on this you need to suck a long time on it. With some of these soft candies, you can just eat them, chew, and they're in, and yeah, you can take the next and next. That's not something that we are trying to savor the moment. We try to do more with less, and with one of these bad boys, you can suck on it for hours. So yeah, I would say get some jawbreakers. There are other types of hard candy. I would say there are some of these Napoleon balls. Yeah, these are also something that you can suckle a long time on top of it. So with one packet, you can go a long time into the disaster scenario. And these are very especially attractive to children. Just make sure that your children cannot reach those during the survival, because otherwise they will fill their whole mouths up with them. And the point is to savor the moment and do it at certain times of the week. So another thing I want to say about these candies are certain candies contain milk products or some other products that are very quickly to degrade, like fruit products. And I'm talking about certain fruit products, not chemical ones, but if it's natural flavorings, those can degrade faster if it's fruit or milk products. So I would say take something with a lot of sugar inside of it, and you can have a long shelf time with these. Next thing is, I would say, black chocolate. Yeah, black chocolate. Why? Because everybody likes chocolate. Second, you can store this for a long time. And I'm talking about dark chocolate. I'm not talking about milk chocolate, because with milk in it, it will not last that long. What you can do is, you can do this in one of those, how do you say this, vacuum bags machines. I had a block of chocolate of 5 kilograms divided in these kind of packages, but you can also just take one of these small mylar bags, and in this there are 3 chocolate bars inside of it. So yeah, that way you have smaller divisions to open the chocolate ration, so to say. All right. Next one I would say is something small like peppermints. It could not only be peppermints, but also something like not like chewing gum with sugar or something sweet inside of it, and peppermints. So that's also something tasty that you can use, and you can suckle on it for a longer time, and it will give you some small energy if it's with sugar. So yeah, that's also something that you can and store for a long time. Next thing I would say is pudding powder. This is a pudding with vanilla. And why would I say don't use milk products while this contains milk? This kind of thing contains milk powder, so it's not milk that is been used like in the fluid, like as a fluid, but it's powdered. And I would say if you have a product with milk powder inside of them, then you can keep them for a much longer time than with regular fluid milk, so to say. All right. Next thing is, I would say this is not really a snack, but it can be seen as a sort of snack. So this is chocolate powder, and if you have powdered milk, like I have in my basement here, then you can mix those together, and it's something you can give them a glass as a sort of snack or a treat during the disaster scenario. The same thing goes for soda powders. So this is lemonade powder, and it is cola powder. So with each of these, you can make 20 liters of your favorite soda, although these have different tastes, but with only this, you can make 20 liters of it. And that can also be used as a sort of snack, morale kind of thing in your pantry. So I would say keep some of these for your children. Another thing I would say is honey. Yeah, if you make something in plain, like if you bake your own hardtacks, or perhaps you made beef jerky and you want to give them a little bit of a sweet touch, you can use something like honey. It will last forever, so don't worry about that. But yeah, you can use honey as a sort of way to make plain food into some snacks. So yeah, that's something that you can make it last longer instead of always using honey. And I'm talking about real honey, by the way, not that sugary stuff from the stores. Another thing you can do is the same thing with honey. If you bake a plain bread or something else, yeah, you need to ration during the disaster scenario, but you can use different kind of paste to make it more sweeter in certain occasions to keep morale up. We got chocolate paste is something that you can hold for a very long time. Uh, Speculoos paste, that is also something that you can store for a long time, and it's very tasty. And this is peanut butter, but peanut butter with flavor on top of it. This is peanut butter caramel. And why do I show you these three things? Because you cannot all, if you only going to buy chocolate paste, then you will suffer from something called food fatigue. Even if you eat something, if you really like to eat a certain thing, if you keep eating it, your body will start to grow tired of it. And the reason why is our body needs to tells you then that you have to change your diet a little bit because you're always eating the same and we're lacking certain nutrients inside of it. So that's the way you can do this. The same thing goes with ahorn syrup or maple syrup. And yeah, these are, I would say, the main staple of snacks that you could use in your pantry. So if you have any other ideas about what kind of snacks that you can use that are have a long shelf life, that are tasty, that are heavy to eat, and like I said, heavy to eat means that you cannot just binge eat them. You will. My rule is if you can eat more of something than a fist of something that's excuse me, if it fits in your fist, you eat it in a go, and you're still and you're still feeling peckish. Yeah, that's not good. You need to eat it and feel fulfilled in a way. Um, what was the next part? Oh, and it does not contain milk products or fruit products that can degrade very fast. So, if you know any of these, please let me know. I'm always eager to learn and learn new stuff. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you in the next video. Cheers!